The Council's shocking revelation: Earth's apex predators are the nicest. The Galactic Council chamber was never quiet. The vaulted hall stretched like the inside of a cathedral carved from crystal, filled with the murmurs of dozens of species that could not even agree on what silence meant. The aquatic delegates hummed in their tanks, insectoid representatives tapped chitinous legs on stone, and the avian races rustled feathers nervously. But today, even this storm of noise was fractured by one word: humans. Whispers rippled across the tiers of the chamber. Projected holoscreens replayed shaky footage of Earth, a planet with ferocious storms, dangerous fauna, and those unsettling bipeds who walked upright with predators' eyes. "They are apex predators," hissed Councillor V-Sick, mandibles clacking. "They consume flesh, they use weapons of metal and fire, they even train other predators to obey them. Have you seen their domesticated wolves?" A tremor passed through the gathered species. For most civilizations, a predator was something to fear, to flee, to appease. The idea of inviting predators to sit among prey was unthinkable. High Chancellor Illyra raised her frilled head for order. "Councillors, we have all seen the reports. But we must examine, not assume. Our scouts have returned with extensive data. Today, we decide if humanity is to be contacted or contained." Evidence of monstrosity. First, they played the terrifying reels. Humans swimming beside sharks. Humans climbing mountains where the air thinned to nothing. Humans hurling themselves from orbit, wrapped only in cloth and stubbornness. The chamber buzzed with fear. "They treat lethal danger as recreation," sputtered Councillor Riegetoll of the Hydron Collective. "Who willingly leaps from cliffs for joy? What sort of mind views mortal peril as amusement?" "Clearly a species deranged by predation," agreed another. Then came the war footage: metallic machines rolling across deserts, ships tearing through skies, explosions lighting cities. The insectoid delegates began clicking in agitation. "Unfit for civilized contact," cried V-Sick. "They will consume us all." The shocking counterpoint. But then came a softer reel. The lights dimmed, and the holo shifted to a hospital on Earth. Humans in colored cloth worked tirelessly, not just on their own kind but on animals, binding the wing of a broken hawk, nursing an orphaned wolf pup, bottle-feeding a tiger cub. The chamber fell still. "Observe," said the Chancellor, voice calm. "Apex predators, yet they expend resources to heal competitors. No immediate gain. No survival advantage." Another clip played: humans digging through rubble after disasters, passing water to strangers, shielding each other with fragile bodies. "Note their response to catastrophe," said the Chancellor. "Not flight. Not selfish hoarding. Cooperation." The councillors shifted uneasily. Predator logic dictated take what you can, kill what you must. Prey logic dictated hide and endure. But here was something alien, a predator species choosing compassion. Debate in the council. "This is a deception," spat V-Sick. "Perhaps they fatten prey before consumption." "Then why risk their lives for no reward?" countered Riegetoll, surprisingly. "Why protect the weak at cost to themselves?" More evidence scrolled. A human child sharing food with a stranger. A human soldier shielding civilians not of his own people. Families adopting abandoned children as their own. Even their so-called pets were predators, and yet, humans treated them as family. "This makes no sense," muttered an avian delegate. "They are built to kill, yet they nurture." The Chancellor spread her frills. It is the Council's consensus that these humans represent a paradox, predators whose instincts include altruism. The scientists call it prosocial behavior. The poets call it kindness. The vote. At last, the time for decision came. Would humanity be quarantined as a galactic threat or welcomed as allies? One by one, Species cast their votes. The chamber trembled as lights glowed in affirmation. Welcome. Only a handful dissented, their fear too great. But the majority saw potential in this paradox. A species that survived the harshest conditions, yet chose cooperation over domination, could become something new. The Chancellor rose. Then it is settled. The Terrans will be invited to the council. And we will see what comes of this gamble. First contact. Months later, the chamber doors opened for the first delegation from Earth. 3 humans stepped forward, awkward, bipedal, with those unnerving front-facing eyes. Every delegate tensed. Yet the humans smiled. The expression showed teeth, which sent a ripple of alarm through the chamber. But then the humans did something no one expected. They brought gifts. Not weapons, not trophies, gifts. A carved wooden figure, presented to the insectoids. A woven cloth for the avians. A sealed container of sweets for the hydrans. Each gift tailored, researched, offered with gentle words of respect. The chamber was stunned. And then the youngest human, barely more than a child, noticed the tiniest, most timid delegate, a being so small it barely reached the human's knee. The child knelt, lowered themselves, and offered a simple flower. The chamber fell silent. The smallest delegate reached trembling claws forward, and accepted. The revelation. Later, when the council convened in private session, many whispered of what they had seen. These humans, they should terrify us. They do. And yet, they show kindness as if it were their greatest weapon. The Chancellor's voice echoed through the hall. And perhaps it is. What predator is more dangerous than one who kills with teeth and claws? One who wins allies with kindness. One who inspires loyalty instead of fear. That, councillors, is the true power of humanity. A hush fell. For the first time, the galaxy understood Earth's apex predators were not dangerous because of their weapons or wars. They were dangerous because they cared. Epilogue. In the months that followed, alliances shifted. Former rivals cooperated, inspired by human mediation. Wars cooled as humans insisted on dialogue, on finding common ground. The paradox spread like wildfire. If even predators could be kind, what excuse had anyone else? And somewhere, on a little blue world, humanity carried on arguing, laughing, helping, stumbling forward. Unaware that across the stars, entire civilizations whispered of them with awe. The Council had discovered a truth stranger than fear. The galaxy's most terrifying predators were also its nicest neighbors.